All right, PBC Sports Chaos. PB, this is what we've been waiting for this for a couple years now. College football playoffs. We picked some games last night online. We all picked Notre Dame to win. You picked them to cover. I did not. They had an impressive showing. We'll talk more about college in a minute, but I'm so pumped for the CFP. I hope today's games are not like last night because Indiana was never in that game. It was 27-3 at one point in time. Till like, well, for 58 minutes. They didn't score points till the last 2 minutes of the game when they got two touchdowns with an onside kick. We'll talk about that momentarily. But let's talk about the NFL for a minute. Because last week, we saw Buffalo go to Detroit. I don't think any of us thought Detroit was going to, Buffalo was going to win, right?
No, me and you both picked Buffalo.
Okay. But they absolutely manhandled. I know it was a close game, 48-42, but I don't think Detroit was really ever in that game. So, two questions I could ask you. Is Buffalo the best team right now in the AFC? And is Detroit in trouble? Because we thought NFC was going to Detroit was going to roll to the Super Bowl. I'm not so
Yeah.
sure anymore. What do you think?
Well, with the emergence of the Eagles, obviously proving that they're not going to tank at the end of the year like they did last year, it still could happen. But that emergence obviously makes me a little nervous. Minnesota just doesn't lose. I don't know what's up with that team. And then you got Green Bay, who almost went into Detroit and beat them as well. They lost by 3 points. So, but I still believe in Detroit. I said for that game, if it was the Super Bowl, I'd be picking the Lions. But because it's the regular season game, I think Buffalo goes in there and wakes them up, and that's what happened. And I, I'm gonna still put my faith in Detroit to get to the Super Bowl and probably win the Super Bowl. I just think they're well coached, they're determined, they're a resilient team.
Well coached. Well coached. By the way, the single deciding point in that game was a coaching blunder. Dan Campbell decides to do an onside kick with like 7 minutes left. He did not need to do it at that point in time. I think they were down by 8, maybe or something like that. Uh, Ridiculous call by him. I know he's a gambler. His gambling is going to feel. If gamblers win all the time, Vegas would be broke. Gambling does not pay off. I hate to say it. Dan Campbell, the gambler, is going to lose. That's why he cannot win Super Bowl.
All right, that's a valid opinion. But I think when it comes right down to it, I think the gut check is in place, and I think he can lead his team to the Super
By the
Bowl.
way,
Maybe they'll lose the
20
Super Bowl.
guys are on IR to start the year for them, including 6 defensive players. So I don't know that they can overcome the health issues. That's the other problem.
That's fair enough, but they've done it so far. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson's one of those biggest losses, but they went out and they got someone to at least be a force on that defensive line to help out. So they'll make the moves they have to be successful. I'm still confident. Still confident.
All right. By the way, you mentioned the Vikings. Do the Vikings have a Donald problem? And what I mean by a Donald problem is he's about to be considered one of the 3 or 4 guys for the MVP. At the end of the year, he's a free agent. I know they have J.J. McCarthy on the bench because he's hurt. Do they have to sign Sam Donald back?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that he's proven that he's not like that top tier quarterback. If somebody wants to be stupid and pay him like Daniel Jones type money for a mid tier quarterback that could potentially fall off the face of the earth like Daniel Jones did, I think that's what Sam Donald is. And he proved that with maybe it was the team he was around, whatever the case may be, but he proved that he couldn't be an NFL quarterback till this year. So is it the system and the coaching that's good?
Yeah,
What's that?
they're like 10-2, and it's because of him.
I know. I know. I just don't trust him. I just don't trust him
Wow.
to yeah.
You would if you're Detroit, you wouldn't try to. I mean, Minnesota, you wouldn't try to sign him maybe for a little bit of a discount compared to what he could get on the open market. Because I'm thinking he would
Maybe.
stay if he gets a decent, not a great contract, but a decent contract. He'll stay.
Okay. All right. I mean, JJ McCarthy was slated to start for that team. I mean, if he got through camp and proved himself in camp, he was slated to start for that team. So what happens next year? Do they roll with Donald out of the gate and then let JJ sit on the bench another year?
I'm not sold on JJ. First of all, he was a system quarterback playing for Jim Harbaugh.
Yep.
Let's see what he does without that system around him. That's all I'm going to
There's
say.
some merit to that. There's some merit. It's a good quarterback class. It was a good quarterback class. Speaking of which, Penix is going to be playing this weekend too.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. All of a sudden, Cousins, not only did he get benched, but now I just saw on ESPN this morning, he's going to be cut. I mean, this is like Matt Ryan all over again when Matt went from Atlanta after they let him go to Indy, and all of a sudden, boom, he was done. Matt Ryan, who I believe is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Kirk Cousins, I don't want to give him a Hall of Fame, but he's a pretty good quarterback. How does he go from being really good to being cut in like a matter of 5 minutes?
I know. I think I mean, let's face it, he would be a great backup. Why wouldn't you keep him? I think it's because makes too much money. They pay too much for him. So they're going to try and get someone to yeah, they're going to try and get someone to pick up that salary so they can play other players.
Atlanta's defense, he's got weapons. I mean, he's got weapons at all three levels: wide receiver, tight end, running back. Right? Arguably, you could say they have one guy in the top 10 at every position. If you think about it, maybe
Yeah.
that don't show that, but physically and everything else, I would call Drake London. I'm drawing a blank on the tight end, and BJ
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. Yeah, all three of those guys on paper could be in the top 10 if you were rating skilled players,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's talent there. Yeah, that's why I'm excited to see what Penix can do.
All right. We're going to pick these games in a minute, but I got one more question for you. It keeps getting bad in our hometown, New England, Foxborough, Mass, the Patriots. Now, to add pain to this, they'll be putting on prime time Sunday to play the Bills because the Bills are going for a record. Most 30-point games in a row. Is this embarrassing? That's always on prime time.
Yeah, that's. I didn't know that's the reason why they were in the 425 window, but yeah.
Buffalo is about to set the record. Well, about to. I mean, I think it's probably gold. I mean, flip a coin. It's going to happen. I think they're going to 9 games, 30 points in a row is the NFL record, and that's why this game is on primetime TV. Because last week we got stuck with the Patriots in back here in Boston at 425 when there was a great game going on on both slots in both Fox and the CBS across the country. We didn't get to see either one of those games because the Patriots were on at 425, and now we're stuck with this embarrassment. This is horrible. We talked about Gerard Mayo. I feel bad for the guy. I personally like the guy, but he's got to go, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he'll make it to next year. That's the talk on the street is that he's not going to get, but I don't think they put the right people in place with that team. I mean, the offensive line is not geared towards the style of game that they need to protect May, and they got to go out. They got to go out and get the best offensive lineman in the draft, no question. Hopefully, a left tackle.
By the way, right now, projected draft is Travis Hunter being picked by the Pats. I gotta say, I know he won the Heisman Trophy. I am not sold on Travis. Is he a defensive back? Is he a wide receiver? No one can tell you which one he plays better at. I've watched some of the Colorado games. He has great games against subpar opponents. I have not seen him have a marquee game against a marquee opponent. So I'm not sure that I'm in the Travis Hunter camp. Please, Patriots, don't draft him because of the cachet. That's what I'm going to say.
You can get a good wide receiver at the top of the second round, a real good wide receiver.
Yes.
I mean, the list goes on. I mean, we could start naming off, DK Metcalfs and Deebo Samuel and, guys of that magnitude you can get at the top of the second. So,
oh God, yeah. Hey, by the way, we talked about Michael Penix starting this week. If you're a Giants fan who's probably going to have the number 1 draft pick, you could have had Michael Penix. You refused to move up in the draft. You got stuck with shit, and this is what you get, shit. Giants, you're never going to be relevant for the next 20 years, in my opinion. Let's pick some games. Ready?
Yep.
Eagles, Commanders. Eagles are on a roll. You just said this. Commanders kind of slacked off a little bit, but it's at Washington. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a classic opportunity to split in the division, home and home. Philly already beat them in Philly. I think this game is primed for the Commanders to win, but the Eagles are just playing lights out right now. So I think Washington will hang with them, but I think Philly sneaks it out. I'm going to give the Eagles the win in that one.
I'm with you as well. And by the way, if Sirianni blows this game, even though he's having a great year, You got to start considering his future. All right. Um,
Did G Money send his picks? Otherwise, we might have to get
yeah,
him
he's
post.
got Philly. He's got Philly.
He's got Philly. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Minnesota goes to Seattle, right? Do I have that right? Yeah, Minnesota
Yep.
goes to Seattle. All right. Who do you think in this game? By the way, Gino's
Um.
right because he got hurt last
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
and
I've
we
been
just
on a
talked about
roll with.
Minnesota and the great year Sam Darnold's having.
I know, and I've been on a roll with my Seattle picks. I pick them right every week, and I picked them
You
again
do
last
at
week.
home.
Yeah. I picked against them last week, and I was right. So I'm gonna pick against them again. I think Minnesota, without Geno Smith healthy, if Sam Howell is probably one of the better backups in the league. I think he's a little underrated. He didn't look good when he came in to fill in for Geno, but he's no slouch. But um, but I'm giving the edge to the Vikings here on this
I
one.
do. All right. Your new home team, the Miami Dolphins, host the San Francisco 49ers. Kyle Shanahan is a clown, in my opinion. Everybody calls him one of the greatest offensive minds in football. Then what happened this year? What do you think happens today? Sunday.
Yeah, this is a tough one to call. And I might go to this game. I have my tickets up. I might sell
Okay.
them. I don't know why I want to go to the game though. I don't know if I want to watch it. um, man, I
This.
think
Mike Medino came from the Kyle Shanahan tree, right? He coached
yeah,
offensive coordinator. I think he was at San Fran. If he doesn't win this game against the banged up 49ers, I think Mike Medino has to go.
yeah, it's possible. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with San Francisco.
I'm going
I'm
with
gonna stick.
they saved Mike Medino's career. They shouldn't try to win this game to save his career because I don't think he's the right guy. But I think they do. I think Tua, I think Tyreek, the weapons they have. San Fran has got too many injuries right now, so I think they win the game. I know G Money's got San Fran, and you got San Fran as well.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
all
And
right.
you know what? When you did your you only had five on the list, so G Money didn't pick the Minnesota Seattle game. You didn't have that in your
Oh,
text.
that's what I forgot.
So
I only picked five. Well,
that's okay.
we'll give him
We'll
Seattle as well.
we'll text him and see who he wants so we have it official. But yeah.
All right, Saturday games. We got a couple hours from now. Houston goes to KC. This is the beginning of the year was going to be probably the conference championship in a lot of people's minds. I don't think
Yeah.
so. Not anywhere near it. Who do you see winning this game?
Yeah, I think KC wins this game hands down. I don't even think it's going to be close. I think their defense is what's going to win them the game. They're going to step up. I think they're going to get a defensive score today or make a couple real big turnovers that'll turn into points. They don't have to do a lot on offense. Mahomes looks like he's going to lace them up today, so he should be good to go, right? And you know what happens when people think he's hurt. The next thing you know, he throws a 3-4 touchdown game.
By the way, Patrick
So
Mahomes is the real life Gumby. Like he has no muscle or anything in his body. That's why he doesn't get hurt. Like he looks like he's hurt, but then all of a sudden he's like Gumby, just like he's
yeah,
freaking Gumby in real life is Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, and you couple that with Andy Reid and his coaching, that team's just poised to figure out ways to win. But I don't think this is going to be one of those games. I don't think it's going to be close like all the ones they've been playing. I think they're going to win pretty big today, pretty handily.
By the way, G Money has Houston. I got KC, you got KC. So G Money, good luck on that one. All right. I think he's betting on Patrick not playing, but Patrick, I mean, he's been practicing all week, so he's playing. Gumby's playing. All right.
I'm just saying.
Pittsburgh goes to Baltimore. Pittsburgh clinches. I can't even believe we're saying this. You didn't pick them to make the playoffs. I think I did. Pittsburgh is going to clinch the AFC North if they win this game. And by the
Yeah.
way, I didn't realize this, PB, but listen to this. Patrick Mahomes is playing his first home game against Pittsburgh since 2020. He was either hurt or DNP because they already clinched the division.
Wait. But this is Pittsburgh, Baltimore, though, right?
Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Sorry.
Yeah, but could they play again on Christmas? They play Wednesday next week, Pittsburgh and KC.
Yes, yeah.
So maybe that's what you were thinking of. They play
Pittsburgh,
on
Baltimore,
Christmas
Pittsburgh,
Day.
Baltimore, the Ravens, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So Lamar, who's now 0-4, actually, I mean 1-5 against Pittsburgh, but he hasn't played against them since 2020. I didn't realize that.
Oh, okay. All right. I
And
didn't either.
and he has his worst career stats versus Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And they laid an egg when they went to Pittsburgh. They didn't get a touchdown.
Yeah,
I don't think Pittsburgh got a touchdown either. I don't think there were any touchdowns in that game.
that's
It was
right. I think
like,
it was a field goal game, right?
yeah, it was like 18-15 or something like that. Um, but this is in Baltimore. I think this is again a classic, home and home split in the division. I think when these two, you know, divisional opponents get together, anyone in the AFC North, I think it's a toss up 50-50. Like they all split. So because Pittsburgh already won in Pittsburgh, I think Baltimore wins in Baltimore.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
All right,
G Money is Baltimore as well.
all right. The last one we're picking is the Bucks at the Cowboys. The Bucks are on a roll. I think they're going to win the South. Cowboys had a big win last week against the Panthers, but they showed me some stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, they did a little bit. Cooper Rush is starting to get, feel his way around a little bit in that offense. So that makes me feel good. And it's in Dallas. But Tampa Bay's, they're fighting for that division and they've been playing really, really good football lately. I wouldn't want to play them at home because they're going to get a home game. So
Yeah,
someone's gonna have to go on the road like the Rams or Seattle or Arizona or
right.
whoever wins that, or whoever, comes in. Well, actually, no, because the second place team in that division is probably not going to get a wild card, right?
No,
So they wouldn't go on the road. Then it would be a team like maybe Washington or Minnesota, right? Or Green Bay.
it's
Because
going to be all for the NFC Central. Well, actually, it's three wild cards. So yeah, you're right. There'll be one other team with a wild card. It won't be from the South. I guarantee you that.
right. So
Only
it's gonna be either
Washington wins this
Washington.
weekend. They might be the team.
Yeah, it's gonna be either Washington, Minnesota, or Green Bay, right? In my opinion, those three
Yep.
teams will be the wild cards. One of those three teams is gonna have to go to Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And I wouldn't want to be one of those three teams starting off the playoffs in Tampa Bay. I'm sorry. They're playing good. I'm taking Tampa.
I am too. I am too. As much as I hate to, but I got to pick Tampa Bay because Baker is playing outstanding football. Right now, I think Baker's rolled into the top 10 of NFL quarterbacks, in my opinion.
And
I,
G Money also has the Bucks.
he
So
does, yes. All right, let's do a little college. You ready? We picked Notre Dame last night. We were all right to win the game. As you said, I didn't pick them against the spread. They blew out Indiana. Let's pick these games. SMU, Penn State. We're going to pick winner, and then you and I will pick spread as well. What do you think? Penn State, SMU at Penn State with snow on the ground,
and the line is what?
7.5.
Yeah, I'm taking Penn State and I'll lay the points.
So you got them covered.
Yep.
Me too. All right. Clemson, Texas. This is it. I just watched this thing on ESPN. We were talking about before we went on. Quinn Ewers and the kid from what's his name? Kubiak from Clemson. They played a state high school championship against each other. They know each other. This is a 13 and a half point game in Texas. The only thing I love about these games is they're all at the home field of the school that had a better record or better seating, right? Who do
Yeah.
you lose this game? And it's
Yeah.
13 points.
Yeah, Texas wins the game. I don't think there's any question there. The question is, can they cover? And that's a lot of points for a championship game, but I think it's a trap. So I think Texas blows them out. I think they hold Clemson to very few points in this game. So I'm looking at like a 31-7, 31-10 type of game. So I'm going Texas.
By the way, G Money, we didn't ask him to pick the spread. We asked him to pick the winner. He has Clemson winning the game.
He does.
So I believe Dabo's a better coach than Sark, but I'm with you. I think it's a trap game, and then Texas winning. I think Texas covers that game. All right, this is the one that's very interesting. Game day is live there. I'm watching it right now. Tennessee goes to Ohio State. Ohio State's a 7-point favorite. Personally, I think Ryan Day is coaching for his career. You go, are you stupid, Zwick? He's like 48-1 in the other than games than playing against Michigan in the Big Ten. But he's lost 3 in a row, 4 in a row to Michigan. I don't think he's a big game coach. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Ohio State to win in this one. I'm curious about the points though. I might have to go Tennessee on the points. Ohio State wins by a field goal of 4 points. So I'm picking Ohio State, but I'm going to pick Tennessee to cover.
I'm with you. Exact same thing. Ohio State wins, and I'm scared of that. But Tennessee definitely covers for sure.
Okay, and G Money has Ohio State.
Yeah, he's got Ohio State.
Central
Yeah,
straight.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, we'll see,
And
man. All right,
and
buddy. So,
we
oh,
all had Notre Dame last night too, so
yeah, we'll do some more college stuff midweek this week.
sounds good.
Oh, plus we got a couple NFL games on Christmas, right? Maybe we'll do something Christmas Eve.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Tuesday night show or something. All
Nice.
right.
Have a good
See ya.
weekend.